4 things to help you communicate better in your relationship or in your marriage. 4 things to help you communicate better in your marriage or in your relationship. The first one is the tone. I don't care how right you are. If you don't tone right, it's gonna enter here and pass here. Your tonation in communication, in speaking, is very, very important. In fact, to some men, if you don't tone well, they think you are being disrespectful. And to some women, if you don't tone well, they think you are shouting at them. And the worst thing a woman needs from her man is to feel like you are shouting at me. You know, women are very feminine. Sometimes they can be vulnerable. If you shout at them, it's going to affect her self-worth. It's going to affect her self-esteem. So tonation in conversation is very important. There was this research or study that was done. 2 people that were seriously in love, they communicate very, very lovely. The tone was good. Even if they tone little, they could understand what they mean. But then they find people, a couple, the man and the woman, they were together, but they were shouting because each of them don't feel heard. And if your tonation is not right, it sounded disrespectful, I don't care how right you are, you're going to turn out wrong. In fact, there are some men, they were right, but when they started to speak to their spouse, because of the tone, now the woman is arguing and fighting them on the tone. So now it's no more about the issue, it's about the toning. So the first thing to help you communicate well in your marriage or relationship is the tone. Watch your tone. This is not your enemy. It's you and your spouse versus the problem. So nobody married an enemy. That woman wished the best for you. That man wished the best for you. It's just a problem that occurred. So it's you and your spouse and the problem. So when you are communicating with that person, your tone must be respectful. Your tone must be calming. And at the end of conversation, you want to be heard. You want to speak, the person receive it. You feel heard, then the person reply from their perspective. That is the basic purpose of communication. So that tone you are bringing in for what? Usually the tone comes in when you keep on speaking, the person is not listening. I understand your frustration, but bringing that frustration is going to cause you a lot of problems. Maybe you've been speaking to your man about something, he's doing nothing about it. Sometimes if you're not careful, because you are angry and mad, your tonation might sound disrespectful. But one way to communicate effectively in your marriage is the tonation. The second is the timing. If your timing is not right, your communication is not going to be heard, understood, or even give you a better feedback. No. For example, your husband just come back from work. There's so much things that happen, so much headache, a lot of things happen. He just entered, then you started. I want to tell you, you see that thing you are doing? It's very no. Mentally, he's exhausted. Emotionally, he's not even, his presence is very little. The last thing he needs is to another problems. This is how he'll be thinking. While I was struggling to put food on the table, to put roof over my family head, to put things right, my spouse was sitting down writing things I'm not doing well. This is an ungrateful person, and nobody want to stay with an ungrateful person. So the timing is very, very important. He's not your enemy. For example, your wife just came back from work, very exhausted. She put her bag down and quickly started preparing dinner. After dinner, she was cleaning the kids, maybe bathing the kid. She just finished. She's about to read. Look, there's something I want to tell you. This thing you are doing, no. You are not thoughtful. You are very ungrateful. No, you don't care for that spouse. You don't care for that spouse. So timing plays a major role in communication. First is your tone. Yes, you have what you want to say. It's in your heart. You want something to say, which I totally agree with you. But your toning must be right. Then secondly is the timing. And now the third one is your body language. That is attitude. Your body language determines how serious, important that thing is. You can't be speaking and be on phone with somebody, doing certain things, acting weird. The person is not going to take you serious. What's your body language as you are speaking? When somebody is really serious about something, you watch their body. You could sense it from their body. If you're at workplace, you have to speak with your supervisor. You see your body language. It shows how serious and respectful it is for you. So body language plays a role. When you are speaking with your spouse and your body language signifies disrespect, signify uninterested, it's going to enter here and pass here. And the last is people love to talk about things they have interest in. Just last week, I was counseling somebody. She told me that, my husband don't like to talk. I said, that's not true. People like to talk about things they have interest in. I said, do you talk about things you have interest in or things he has interest in? So I asked her, what does he have interest in? She said, I said, when you go home, speak with him on that to say. She called me, she said she was shocked he could speak. We love to speak on things we have interest in. I love to talk about personal development, growth, motivation, relationship, finance, business, investment. If I find a spouse we talk about this and you tell me I will not communicate, there are certain things I don't like. If you're talking about that, I'll just listen. Now you would think I don't like to talk. No, the topic of discussion is not of interest to me. Another guy will also complain, my lady don't talk, she sound uninterested. It's because you are not speaking on things she has interest in. If a lady takes education serious, you talk about it to see. If she takes money, business, investment serious, talk about it to see. So a lot of you are saying my spouse don't like to talk. It's because you don't want to talk about things you have interest in. So study your spouse. What does he or she have much interest in? This is the importance of learning how to communicate well. It prolongs the communication between you and your spouse. If you call somebody and you people are not able to speak well, maximum should be 1 minute, 2 minutes, you end the call. People who learn how to communicate well, you people could speak 1 hour, 20 minutes, 2 hours. When you find somebody, the communication is good. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So, and who should you have that kind of quality conversation with, if not somebody you want to do life with? So, I will encourage everybody listening to me. Learn the tone. I know you have something to say, but make sure that your tone is right. Be calm. Be in a proper state before you communicate. Learn the timing. For example, I love Lionel Messi. So if Argentina is playing with France final and you come and you are talking to me, that's unfair. You know my attention will not be there. So timing is important, and it doesn't mean I love Lionel Messi than somebody. No, he doesn't even know me. It's something I love. I love to listen to certain speakers as they are teaching. So if they are on live, that means I can't pause it. So if I'm zoomed in, whatever you are saying, then that's the time you want to discuss important topics. Come on. So timing is very, very important in proper communication. If you want the person to listen to you, understand you, if you want to feel heard, your tone, Your timing is important. And the third one is your attitude, your body language. When you are serious, be serious. You can't go to interview and dress anyhow and speak anyhow and expect people to take you serious. If you want people to take what you are saying serious, watch your attitude, your body language. It's very important. And the last one is, if you want to engage in a quality, nice, happy conversation with your spouse, identify things they have interest in and talk with them. A lady complained, my guy don't like to talk. I said, mention one thing he has. She said, he likes Chelsea. I said, so when they are playing soccer, talk to him about Chelsea. She was shocked to see how important the guy felt. He was started talking about, the match was about to start. She called him, oh, today Chelsea are playing with Man United. He said, how, you don't want? He said, no, I have interest in things you have interest. So what? Then when they were playing, she called him, she said, that your striker Dilap, that guy is not doing. Look, that did the guy was so, it's like they've given him money. A spouse have no idea the impact you have on your spouse when you start to share their interest.